I will be giving you the framework and mindset for all your upcoming content in 2026. This video is not about cool video ideas or trends you can follow, it's about creating videos that lead to tangible business results that change your business as you know it. With that said, what business results are you looking to achieve in the next 6 months to a year? And don't be afraid to dream big, because I'll be giving you the content system to help you get there. The right content system is so important in 2026 because not only does it cost money to make content, it costs time and effort, so it only makes sense to do it right. Most brands fail because their content doesn't have a clear line to their outcome, which is vital. I'll get more into that later into the video. You want views, likes, followers? Well, it's easy. Just copy whatever is doing well, whatever is going viral this week. But that's not what I actually want you to be aiming for. I know it sounds weird, but stay with me. Just take my advice now so that you don't have to learn the hard way that getting a bunch of attention and a bunch of opinionated people on your content is not going to move your brand forward. Getting 100 of the right people to view your content is so much more valuable than getting 10,000 of the wrong ones, although it might feel good to initially see those numbers. I go into more detail about how to make a customer persona in my last video in case you haven't got that yet. I'll also have you know that this is a bit more challenging because you might have to continuously adjust your content until you find the right audience, and the challenge comes from being clear on the brand you are and the kind of content you make so that the algorithm can learn about you and learn who it should show it to. Now you might be wondering, how come these brands that I look up to have so much attention and have such a large following? Well, that's just called scaling. Once you find your audience, you can then give them more of what they want. So anyway, that's the first mindset shift that I want you to implement, which is don't focus on just the vanity metrics, focus on what's actually important, which is finding your audience. Once you know who your audience is, where you might find them, the next thing is this. Where is all your content going to lead them? It all needs to lead somewhere, right? And ideally that somewhere is for them to actually buy your product or service so that all your hard work and effort actually pays off. And the place it leads them might be any of the following. It might be a podcast, it might be a waitlist, it might be a sales video, it might be your sales page. If someone is consuming your content for weeks and they still don't know who you are or what you do, your content strategy is broken, no matter how nice your content looks. Look at your content as a vehicle, as a journey to guide them to the ultimate destination. However, this also means that you can't straight away send them to the final destination. You have to do the following first. Make your audience feel safe, which really just means that you're reliable, you're trustworthy, and you're a legit brand in their eyes. They need to know how you think, which just means that they know what you stand for and believe in. And simply recognition, which is that they consciously remember your brand once they see it and they know who you are. And this will remove something called decision friction. 1 or 2 posts alone rarely do anything. The idea of content is that it, over time, makes that initial sale easy for them to take and the subsequent sales even easier. Anyway, now that you know these foundational truths, let's get into the actual content, shall we? It's content that answers the following. Who is it for? What do you actually do? What problem do you solve? And what do you believe about your industry? It's positioning content, not ads, not selling. This type of content will actually filter your audience, and those who are not interested will simply disengage, and those who are will lean in, but more importantly, they will become loyal fans and spread the word about your brand. In conclusion, confusion can be very expensive very fast, whilst clarity actually saves time, money, and energy. One of the biggest problems that certainly everyone will relate to is, how the hell do I keep up? How do I keep making consistently high quality content, and how do I make a lot of it? The answer is long form content. Now you might think, well, we just make shoes, or we just have a product, or we just have an app. What kind of long form content could we possibly make? It could be any of the following. It could be educational, it could be entertainment, it could be a podcast, it could be commentary. If you're still not sure what kind of long form content you could make, then Tell me what kind of brand you have in the comments and I'll give you an idea on what kind of long form content you could make. Take a look at Foot Asylum. They actually make entertainment content, and although it doesn't directly sell to people, it does constantly remind people of their brand because it's always there in the corner, and people always associate that brand with the good vibes and the culture that they create within these videos. Another great thing about long-form content is that it's great at building trust, way better than short-form content, and that's just because of how the human brain is built. People that spend extended periods of time with things or others just grow closer to it. One of the main reasons why long-form content is so great in 2026 is because of its efficiency. You can cut this long-form content into a bunch of bite-sized short-form content. You can even mix and match clips to see what ends up working better. To give you an example of this, I reviewed the most recent Coca-Cola Christmas ad, and the initial video showed the ad as well as the BTS, and then we made another clip where we cut out the initial ad and we only looked at the BTS with the same intro, and that one ended up getting way more engagement. And the reason for this is because most people had already seen the ad, so they weren't willing to watch it again. But most people had not seen the BTS yet, so it ended up working better. So ideally, you would find a long form format that you can actually do on a weekly basis, ideally, or you can batch shoot in one go. And then you cut it up into smaller, bite-sized, short-form content, distribute it throughout Snapchat, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube Shorts, and simply continue to feed this ecosystem and adjust your content based on the feedback and results that you're getting. This year, I'm feeling generous, so I'd like to offer a free call to help you plan your content for the year. As you can imagine, I can only do so many of these, so there will be a screening process, and I'd like to help those who can benefit from it the most. So the form will be in the description. To reiterate, in 2026, I would like you to focus on clarity and not vanity metrics. Make long-form content that you can actually do on a consistent basis, on a weekly basis perhaps, cut it up into short-form content, distribute it throughout all the socials, check out the feedback that you're getting from people, make your content better, and then finally lead them into a central place where they will buy your product or service. Do not make content for the sake of it. In fact, if you want to know about how to make content that actually sells, well, you can click the video that you can see on screen right now. I'll see you there.